Yo, it's about that time. We going live with the Q&A, and I'm counting it down. Lock in with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. We are live right now. The questions, the answers, the energy, it's all happening. Drop your questions in the chat. Turn that volume up, and let's make this a... I think I'm not seeing fucking chat again. Do you see anything on the chat?
Oh, hold on. I've got the chat, but no comment chat.
Okay. Hold on. Let me see something. Do you see mine?
I see. Hey.
Okay, that's from me. Okay, good. Welcome on. Happy Thursday. There it is. I am seeing fucking chats. Thank you very much. It was frustrating. We're going to let you still run it, but that's fucking frustrating not seeing what people are saying.
Oh, you're going to let me, I get to hit the button?
You get to do it again, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, let me talk first. Okay, so now welcome on Happy Thursday. It's the first Thursday of November. I think, right? Isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. When was November 1st? Yeah, it wouldn't have been because it's only the 6th, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't forget, we have a couple of things to think. If you need help with tutoring, we are here for you. Series7exam.org. Okay. I have 3 tutors, me and 2 others, and we're adding more. We're adding a couple more in the next few weeks for other tests too. Also, and anyone taking the CFP, reach out to me. I think we got you. Okay. Yeah, La Rosa, fuck you. Now, the next part of this is if you don't like my style, there's a guy, Michael Weiss, who runs it's the Series 7 exam subreddit, and he runs his own tutoring thing. His Series7examtutor.com. So we're Series 7 exam. Actually, fuck it. We're Series66exam.com. That's our website. If I have that, let's do it, right? If you're here tonight, Series66exam.com is mine. Series7examtutor.com is Michael. I forgot. I am a gatherer of websites. Okay, of domains. I must have like 50. I literally almost anything you can come up with, I can have a domain for it. Okay. Now, on to that. If you really need some really good supplements, go check out achievable.me. I have links in the other videos, in the chat part, in the description part. I'm gonna get on there. Okay. So we have some stuff. Let's get into it.
You ready?
Oh, I like how she does the phonetic part. Okay.
You ready? Here we go.
Yeah. Ken! It's Shaylee. Remember me? Yes. Passed my 7 in August after 6 tries. I remember that shit. Okay. Taking the 66. Any tips on what I should work on? Go in there with a boss girl attitude. Yes. You got to go in like a bad bitch, right? You got to go in like a bad fucking bitch. Okay. Take it like a savage. Okay. Tips, not a lot other than keep reading. You got to feel good about passing your exams. As long as you're passing your exams, you know enough to pass. Sound right? Okay. If you're getting over 72 on STC, you're achievable in the mid 70s or 80, even low 80s, you're fine. Now if you're getting under that, you got to reread. But again, remember, half the 66 is regs. The other half is all the other stuff, right? So you got to get the regs down in ethics. Ethics is big. All these NASA exams, ethics is big. Now remember, guys, tonight is just a NASA night. Tonight's NASA night, okay? So if you want to tell me you passed an exam, which I see, I'm happy to talk about it, but I really am not going to do questions on the FINRA stuff until the Tuesday of next day. Okay, next week. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. I don't need the test. Marie, how are you? How are you doing, Marie? Are we ready? Don't forget, guys, we're doing the premiere 6566 tonight right after the live. If you want to join, send him a screenshot. You won't see the alert. I sent it out. If you want to join and upgrade your membership to have the meeting tonight at 9:15, go on there. Look for the premiere 6566. Join that. Send Jeff a screenshot at Jeff@capavantagetutoring.com. Don't send it to me. I will never read it. And you send a screenshot. There it is, sliding across the screen. Jeff@capadvantagetutoring.com. And you show them a screenshot that you joined, you will get in. And it's 9:15 tonight. We go over some stuff. It'll be a smaller group because less people, it's a higher rate. Okay. It's the premier or the elite level. Okay. Okay, we're good, Marie. Time to crush this, Hayden, baby. Hayden, we're going to get this, right? Tell me you're going to pass. We got to know that. We got to tell me that you're going to pass, okay? Okay. Yo, Wall Street Logic guy. He comments a lot, which is good. I like that. He comments on a lot of my videos, I think, which is good. He's always asking good stuff. Calling me out on my bullshit. Okay. Skip LaRosa.
Yeah, good. There he is.
Mike, get out of here.
There he goes.
Okay. Boom, baby. Alma. How great is that? How fucking great is that? I love it. Now, I have a special one just for the ladies. See if I can find it, if it's labeled. Yes. The only problem with that video, see, I'm an equal opportunity sexist. My only problem is it looks like the communist mayor of New York City. That's my only problem with it. Okay. It's not communist. He's a socialist. Okay. Zohan Mao. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, Shaylee. Okay. That's fine. If you said you're 2 weeks out, right? If you're low 70s and you're rereading and you're 2 weeks out, you're in good shape. I think that's fine. I think you're in really good shape. Okay. Yes. Oh, do you want me to actually do it? I thought you just asked me a question. Kind of like when I say I have to go to the bathroom, did the teacher go, I don't know, can you? Okay, hold on. Let me clear my throat. Take a big swig, and we're going to head down the life insurance. What are you looking at me for?
What do you got? A live studio audience there?
Yeah, I think I do. And I got my golden right here, right? Who she and if my and the Maltese gets super pissed if I pet her without petting her. Okay, go get out of here. Okay. Now, life insurance. It's remember, a couple quick things. We gotta go. You just route. Life insurance pays you when you die. Annuities pay until you die. Remember that. Life insurance pays until you die. Annuities pay and life insurance pays when you die. Annuities pay until you die. Now, let's talk about the thing. So there's two types of life insurance. There's permanent and then there's term. Okay. Now, term is like renting insurance. Okay. Term is like you buy insurance for a specific period, 10, 20, 30 years. So I have some variables, I have some VULs, and I have a term. I have a thing called term 80. Okay. So term 80 is I basically have a bunch of 1 year life insurance. So I have life insurance until I'm 80, but it ends. If I die at 81, my family gets nothing. Well, other than the other thing. But on this, if I only had this term life insurance and I die at 79, my family gets a check for a few $1 million. If I die at 81, then their family gets nothing because it ends on a date. So I always say, please, Jeff, if I die at 79, please start an investigation because I was probably check the food I was fed because I'm sure about late 70s, they're going to be trying to find ways to kill me. We're going to go bungee jumping and skydiving and shark fishing. I'm guaranteed that's what's going to start happening because they need me to die before 80. Now, we're not done. Get back there. This is like a 10-minute conversation. Now,
yeah, I was going to say, we were talking about your demise.
I know, but that's term life insurance, right? So now,
okay.
Moving on. See, he's like playing me off like I'm doing an Oscar thing, and he says, "Well, I'm not trying to move." Okay, start playing the music. Okay. Now, whole life, you have insurance as long as you can pay for it. So it's for whole life. So if, say, a young person like Jeff, he buys life insurance term, it's going to be, say, it's $400 a month. Okay, that's term. If you buy life insurance, like whole life, it's going to be probably $800 a month or $900. But what happens is the $400 goes to the insurance. The other $400 or $500 goes into your account, either your general account or your separate account, depending on what insurance you have. And that grows. If it's straight life insurance, just whole life, you put the money in, you have a fixed premium every month, $800. And if you miss too many, they kick you out and give you your money back, but jack you for penalties. However, if we have whole life, you put money in and it grows. Now, over the time, it's going to grow in value at a fixed rate. You know what the rate's going to be, 3%, 4%, whatever it is. So you're building up cash by your equity. So if you go out, if you die anytime during that before anytime in your life that your family's going to get a check for like $1 million or $2 million or whatever it is. But if you decide you want to borrow against it or withdraw it, you can, because it's cash. You can borrow against it, pay it back when you die, or you can borrow and never pay it back until you die. They just reduce your death benefit. So whole life, fixed premium, fixed growth. You know what it's going to be. But you're building up cash value every year. Now, universal is similar, has a fixed growth. You know you're going to get 5%, 4%, whatever it is. However, the payment you can underpay or overpay. Say you're supposed to pay 24 grand a year in premiums. They don't care whether you pay it for $3,000 a month for 8 months, or $2 grand a month for 12 months, or $6 grand a year for 4 months a month, $6 grand a month for 4 months. They don't care as long as you pay the 24. If you pay less than that, they don't kick you out like a whole. They just reduce your back end death benefit. If you pay less, they reduce it. But here's the kicker: you can overfund it. So if you're supposed to pay 24 and you pay 30, at the end of the year, they will kick up your life insurance policy. They will say, oh, you had 2 million, now it's 2.4 if you overpay. So you can overpay or underpay. But neither one of those things, none of the things I talked about are considered a security. So you do not need this license to sell it, but you need the life insurance from the state. However, we jump into variable. Variable life insurance is a security because you have fixed premiums. You know what you're putting in, $200 a month, $500 a month, whatever it is. But the money's in the separate or sub account and it's invested in the market. Your cash value or your equity is based on what their account does. So it's invested, and hopefully over time, it'll be more than if you did the whole life. So again, term is renting, whole life is like buying. Whole life is fixed premium, fixed growth. Universal is fixed growth, but variable premium. Variable is a security, fixed premium, variable growth. I'm dying. Okay.
Every time you go over the life insurance category, it just reminds me of the commercials.
Which one? Oh, the Alex Trebek and all that?
Yeah, the like Colonial Penn and all that.
I know. You ever see the other one with the where they sell they show the guys they're sitting on a gold mine of insurance. You can sell your policy. What the fuck?
I've never seen that one, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, even your term. Don't assume on this test. Assume term is for a fixed period. Oh, this is on the exam. Sorry. If at the end of the period, so say Jeff, he's 22 and he buys insurance, it's $150 a month, right? And he buys a 10-year term. At the end of the 10 years, he's now 35, so 31 or whatever. If he has a guaranteed renewal, no more physical, but they're going to base it on being 31, not 21, so his premiums go up. So even though you're guaranteed renewal, your premiums will go up. I've seen a question on that. Okay. Now we go to human made. Hold on, I'm trying to. There we go. Hey, how are you? I got past that thing. Okay. Now, can you tell me the most important thing they will try to test me regarding IA advertising and testimonial? But only got a day. So I'm going to test very soon, but only got a day left. So it sounds like you're taking it on Saturday. Oh, whoa. Hey, how are you? Hey, Jeff.
I figure since you're talking, you might want to, be seen.
Oh, it's really high up here. I feel like, what do you call it? Doesn't matter. Who cares? Okay, now, vertigo. So advertising and testimony, one thing under 10. So anything over 1 is considered advertising. Anything to over 1 person is advertising. If you give it to up to 10 people, you have to keep a record of who you send it to. Once you're at 10 or higher, you just keep a record of what you sent. That's one thing. If you want to do testimonials, that's fine. If you're federal, not okay if you're state. So state advisors cannot do testimonials or endorsements. Federal can with disclosures, who they are, if you pay them, all that shit. Okay, now, if you have a LinkedIn post, the problem is if they like you, if you have the like feature, you know that LinkedIn made it where you can turn it off. Okay, so the endorsements and likes you can turn off, because if you work for an IA and someone likes your post, that could be considered a testimonial or endorsement, which if you don't have the disclosures, it's a problem. Now, if someone tweets about you, how great Ken Finnan is on X, and I had nothing to do with it, totally fine. That's not me. However, if you retweet it, like it, refer to it, embed it on there, or any kind of reference to it, that's called adoption, and it needs to meet your communication guidelines of the firm. However, there's a thing called entanglement. Entanglement is where you were involved in helping write it, which is kind of a little shitty. So that's a problem usually. So there was a firm in Chicago, I think it was Midwest Security or something like that. They actually hired 1,500 social media influencers to post shit about them. They got in trouble. They paid like a $2 million fine for this because they were kind of telling the advice. They weren't really controlling them, or they were telling them what to say. And these influencers weren't disclosing that they were paid and all that other shit. So that becomes entanglement. Hope that helps. Human made. Okay. What's up? What's up? Okay. Oh, let's go, Mary. Yeah, I agree. The classes are great. Marie's in there every Sunday. She may be there tonight. We'll know. And I know that one of my boys, the platypus, told me to do it earlier, but what am I going to do? I can't do it during the live. Okay. Imagine that, doing this and at the same time.
Is that the nervous platypus?
Yes.
I'm starting to remember everybody by their screen.
I know. See, you're getting it, right? Okay. Marie, we're going to nail this thing. You're going to be done. You'll never have to see me again. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Ernesto. Fine. The options video be good. Just make sure you watch the options basics first, then jump to the
You froze.
Ken's amazing option. And then what? I'm frozen. Am I still frozen?
There.
Am I still frozen?
You're still frozen. No, you're okay now, but now your mouth doesn't match up to your video.
It'll catch up. Okay.
Okay.
Are we better now? It's like an old Japanese movie you used to watch at 11 a.m. We'll get you.
Oh, I saw it Saturday. Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Am I back to normal?
Oh, not yet. Not really.
I'll talk slow until it catches up. You can hear me, though?
I can hear you.
Okay. I wonder why. I could always go out and in again. But, if you stay in there, it'll stay on. But if it doesn't get better, I'll fix. I'll go out and in. Okay, yeah, I would say watch the options videos in order, and then make sure you do the options Armageddon. And here's the other thing, guys. If you're taking any exam, remember a lot, especially the 7. A lot of the options are more about suitability than they are about the math. Am I caught up yet or no?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, good. Okay. Okay. Joe Gross. Okay, here we go. So if I buy stock at 20 and now it's trading at 30 and I give it, and what I do is, and I give it to you, Joe. My wife would be pissed, but let's say I did. I give it to you. You're going to get it at 20. Your cost base will be what I pay for it. So if you then, your in-grade, sell it at like 32, you're going to pay taxes on $12. I buy it at 20. You sold it at 32. You pay tax on 12. There's no step up. And it's long or short depending on when I bought it. So if I bought it today, give it to you tomorrow, and you sell it. If you wait a year and a day from when I bought it, you have a long-term gain. If you don't, it's a short-term gain. That's gifted. Now, inherited is I buy the shares at 20. Then I get run over by one of those fucking electric buses in the middle of the city, and I die. Okay, hold on. I gotta wish my boss is texting me. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, I buy shares at 20, and it's now trading at 32, and I die. Joe, you're gonna get it at 32. And it's going to be automatically long term. That's called the step up of cost basis. So, okay. Now, a step up of cost basis means that it's going to, if I buy it at 20, wherever it's trading within about 6 months of my death, you can pick the date, is going to be what your cost basis is. So then I buy it at 20, it's trading at 32. I die, you inherit it. Then if you go to sell it at like 32 or 33, you're only paying taxes on that little bit from 32 up to where you sold it. So that's called the step up. Now, one quick thing before we jump off this. Remember this, variable annuities do not step up cost basis. So if I put in 20 grand into the annuity and it's now 100 grand and you inherit it because I died, you have to pay taxes on the whole 80 grand. At what? Yes, ordinary income. Okay, good stuff. Okay, we're on. Okay.
A lot of
There you
help
go.
coming through here.
I love it. The real Sean Try. Thank you very much. I love it. I love when people help each other out. Okay.
And here's another one.
Oh, yeah. So, Ernesto, go to first do the options basics to get a basic. Then jump over to my options playlist and start with number one. One, two, three, four. Watch the fifth one. And then once you're done with the fifth one, because the fifth one is all problems, then find my options Armageddon, and that will solve it. Because that's literally an hour and a half of just hedging and spreads. Also, I have a video when you get a little farther along on just straddles, and then I have another one where I just do suitability questions for options only. Okay, let's move on. Yep, we're good with that. That's the same thing I was just rambling about. Move on. That's the same thing. Shoma's helping me out, which is good. Whoa! I love it. Okay, IHG. So first of all, we got to celebrate a little bit, right? Hold on. Hit a full one because you have one more test to go. So taking the 63, that's awesome. Focus on reading. Focus on reading the book. Get through the book. STC is great. If you don't have them, Notman, Kaplan, they're all fine. Achievable is great. Then take tests until your eyes bleed. That's the one thing about the 63 is that you just got to take tests. But the good thing is the 65 regs questions, I think, are harder than the 63 regs questions. So I think you should be fine. I think you're going to be fine. Just make sure the ethics are solid. Make sure you have solid ethics. Like I once told my old boss that when he's taking the test, whatever you think is the right thing to do the opposite and you'll be fine. I'm not going to mention to Jeff who I said that to. Okay. Right. But he knows 100% who it is. Yeah. Boom. We're good?
Yep.
Right. So here's a good question. So I have an equity index annuity video. Let me see if I can find that. Dun, 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 dun. One day I'll have to. In my head, I can hear the song, but I just can't say the words. Okay. Here we go. Equity. Okay, here we go. There we go. This video will help with the equity index annuities a little bit. Boom. Okay. See how it shoots you right to the bottom, right? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, it's early. I may be done early. We don't have a lot of people on here. This is great. Okay, here we go. I'll get out of here by 8:30. Okay.
You ready?
Okay. What?
Ready for the next one?
I don't see. Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Yep, it could be. You definitely could get them. Thank God for Sean. He's giving me some traction here. Guys, throw some questions in here. There's 35 people on here. You got to have some questions. Okay. Elliot Ness. I test on Saturday morning. What should I do tomorrow? I would watch the hard one today, like now. Get off here. Maybe write it if you're in New Jersey, maybe wait till tomorrow morning. But you don't want to wait till you don't want to. Actually, you can watch it tomorrow morning. Just make sure you're fresh for it. And since it's tomorrow, don't try to test. Don't score yourself. Focus on really, for the most part, just use it to learn. And don't stay up late. Dinner time, you're done. Don't stay up late tonight. Go to bed early tonight. Go to bed early tomorrow. Early to bed, early to rise. Okay. Make someone healthy, wealthy, and rise. Right. So, Ellie, I would say by around dinner time, you should be done. Just keep going through the stuff you're worried about. Make sure, as I tell everyone, make sure you do a little quick review of trusts, estates, and joint accounts. I don't do it on here. I can, but it's just reading. It's just memories. You just want that shit top of mind. Like if you're taking the test at like 10 in the morning or 11 in the morning on Saturday, maybe read it in the morning. If not, read it. The last thing you do is that. If you have Kaplan, if you have Notman, find their key concepts. If you have STC, find their concept facts. I don't think Kaplan has one of those things. Okay. As if. I don't even know what that is. Okay. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. And you got 23 days, baby. So you should still be reading the book, doing chapter quizzes, right? And then you want to give yourself, you want to start taking full finals. by the 18th or 19th. Because, I mean, how much are you going to do on Thanksgiving, right? Thanksgiving the 27th. How much are you going to do on that? Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the 65 could have more options. So what happens is people think there'll be no options. So if they see 4 or 5, they feel like there's a lot, which is true. You don't want to give them up, but they're much more about the hedging, the strategies than about the math. So you can actually watch in my options basic playlist. I have a video where I go through a chart of what each thing is for and how to recognize them. That's probably your best bet. Okay. There you go, Shaley. That's good. I like that. It's long term because a person is long gone. I like that. I have to remember. Boom. Okay. Good. I like it. See, I'm telling you. That's right. Don't worry about it. You're getting there. You're moving up, right, Stephen? So he was having trouble with the I met him this morning. He has a little trouble with this the analytical stuff. That's about it. Okay. Okay. It was okay, that's fine. Okay. Thank you. I think I'm funny too.
There's your link before.
Oh, there you go.
All right, on to the next.
Okay, 5 stars. So let's think about this. So if you depends who your vendor is. If you already have Kaplan, you're kind of screwed a little bit. But here's what happens. Let's do it this way. The one where you can buy a QBank by itself is Kaplan. Straight up. You may be able to go to Past Perfect. I thought Past Perfect may have it. You can buy some, but I think they're too hard. Okay. I think if you go to Achievable, you can buy their program. But the thing is, you can buy supplemental. You can buy 4 supplemental exams from STC. That should probably be enough, depending when you're taking it. But if you have STC already, either buy the supplementals from STC or buy the Kaplan QBank. So the reason I don't tell people to buy Kaplan, other than their book is way too big, is that they're the only ones who sell the QBank. So, and if you go check out Michael Weiss, he has a discount link for that. And we go from there. So if you don't have Kaplan, buy the Kaplan QBank. If you do, buy the STC supplementals, or if you can spend the dough, buy the whole STC program. It won't hurt you. Okay. Yeah, I like Past Perfect. I just think they're too high. I think they're way too hard. They're way too complicated. Like if you can pass Past Perfect, then you should be fine. Like if you can pass Past Perfect, you know well enough to pass the exam. And their options, here's the one thing you have to take it with a grain of salt. Their options and their margin. And by the way, this is for any exam for Past Perfect. Anything they have to do with any kind of numbers, they kind of have a stroke and just go nuts. Like Past Perfect is, like I say, Kaplan takes you down a dark, winding path. I think Past Perfect takes you past that through the woods and beats the crap out of you. I think they're really fucking hard. So if you can pass Past Perfect and you're in the mid 70s and you feel confident, it's not from memorizing, you're in good shape. Okay. I'm done talking about the 7. Okay. Okay. This is what I tell everyone. So, Jeff, you're doing a video on this at some point? On failing, how to handle the failing.
Yeah.
Like I have a 5-minute video, which is like good, but I think Jeff's going to do. He has a great study video that he put in the membership thing. He's going to put he has a couple ideas, and I think one of it is like what to specifically do after you fail.
I'll give you the premise of what the video is going to be right here. Basically, you have this 66. You failed by 6 points, so that puts you probably somewhere in the high 60% range for the exam. I don't think you can get to that point without understanding the material. So I think it's not necessarily that you didn't understand the material. I think it might have been more so not understanding what they may have been asking for in the question, like which answer what best answers the question that they're putting up there. Because I think that could be a very confusing part.
Yep, I agree. So that's the big thing. And I'm going to add on. This is the big thing. Don't niche down. Don't go on specific topics. Like this is what somebody will fail. And then they'll go, let me show you my breakdown. I said, have you been, how long ago? It was like 2 weeks ago. I said, I'm not looking at it. It's a waste of time. I don't give a shit. because you're a different person now. You're no more than that. It literally, that was you then. This is you now. That's present value. This is future value. That's present student. This is future student.
How
So
about the fact that when somebody takes the exam and let's say they get a 68, which I think is the most common
right.
score for if you don't pass.
I agree.
And then they come back to you and they go, I got a 68 again.
Yeah, I know. Because a lot, this is what happens. They go, oh, I need to work on regs. Fine. So they hammer regs. I say, work on everything else. Yeah, I got it. I say, work on the regs. I got it. Work on everything. Then what happens? The next time they take it, they get a 68. Great on regs, shitty on everything else. So if you get a 68 or you miss by 6, so what'd you get? A 67, right? So you got a 67 on this, okay? Because you need a 73. That means you know enough, but you don't know it well enough. So your job is to move everything up. So you need to reread the book, watch my videos, watch their videos. I don't give a shit. And try to improve everything by 10%. Okay. It's the same thing. Power Hour is the crash course playlist is amazing. Okay. But if you really need to do one video, find my Power Hour video. It says 2025 on it. That's your best one. That has a lot of hard-hitting shit in it. And it's a good hour. It's an hour. I think it's an hour and 3 minutes. Okay. So I lied. Okay. Yes. Shaylee? Yes. 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 Now, look, it could be options. It could be bonds. It could be annuities. It could be mutual funds. It could be insurance. It could be any of those things. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it's not hard, but you will get questions on it. It for sure will. Like stuff about yield to maturity, not doing the math, knowing the relationship, yield to call, knowing the relationship, current yields you may have to do. You may have to do total return on a product. You may have to know what happens if you reinvest dividends, all that shit. Yes, you will get investment vehicles. I have a really good video on that. But everyone who's taking this 65 and 66, what may help you if you're struggling with the investment stuff is go back and either watch my Series 7 playlist, not the whole fucking thing, but like videos like 3 through 10 or 12, where I talk about stocks, bonds, mutual funds, annuities, and options. You go over that. I have an investment vehicle video where I do a little bit on each. But if you want to go deep dive, find those videos, and they'll give you a nice recap on everything. Okay. That was the same person, right? She's taking it Tuesday. Okay, now that's a little more clear. So did she say that last time?
I don't think what should I focus on the last couple of days.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. I think
yeah,
I would make sure you go over the investment vehicles for sure. I would make sure you go over the regs one more time. I would find my Power Hour videos, the crash course, and I would keep talking about I would keep going over the registration stuff because that's half the fucking test. It really is. Registration is half the damn test. Okay. Can we talk about registration? Yes. Okay. Now, boom, I like it. ECW. Okay, so if you're going to sell a security in a state, it has to be one of three things. Either registered, exempt, or an exempt transaction. Like federal coverage could fall into that. So if you're going to sell security in a state, registered, exempt, or an exempt transaction. That's where we are. So now, if you're going to register in one state only, okay, you will register by qualification, which means you're registered with the administrator. That's all the paperwork goes to the administrator. You're exempt from federal under Rule 147, if you remember that from the 7. And you have to, and they can take as long as they want or as short as they want. There's no time limit. You are registered when the administrator says you are. However, if you decide to sell the shares in more than one state, so I'm going to digress a little bit to explain this. So this is why this happens. So we know what thing can you do in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut that is illegal in like 20 other states?
Speed.
True, but no, that's illegal here too. But well, you can't do speed. What can you do in those 3 states? You can smoke weed.
Oh, yes.
So you can smoke weed in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. So literally, unless you drive a fucking weird-ass line to Pennsylvania, there's no way for you to leave New York City and not go into another state where it's legal on both sides of the border. You could thread the line, fucking up through Westchester, turn left, Go down, way down, and come into Pennsylvania, and then you'd have a problem. But you're fucked if you go there anyway. So now, why would anyone go to Pennsylvania? Now, it's illegal there, by the way. Now, but it's an open carry state, so maybe that's why they're not the same. Now, as Michael reminded me today, he goes, "Thank God I live in an open carry state." I'm like, okay. Now, on to this. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because if you're sitting there with your blunt and you're driving from New York into Connecticut, there is no point where you're in a state where it's not legal. However, once you cross the state line, who's involved? The federal government. So the DEA can actually come after you because you broke the law. Weed is still illegal on the federal level. So crossing the state line, and there's a reason I'm doing this, you are now subject to federal regulations. That's why there's a big sign on Route 84 coming out of Connecticut to New York. Do not leave with your weed. It's a federal crime. And there's a little man with a baggie there hoping you to drop your weed there. That is the truth. You cannot cross state lines with weed, okay? However, here he's looking it up to check.
No, I'm also pretty sure you can't smoke it while you're driving.
Maybe. But having it.
But what is there a written law that says I know you can carry it, but can you smoke it?
You mean while you're driving?
Yeah.
You can't be under the influence. You can't be under the influence.
Yeah, you're under the influence. So you were talking about it, driving with a blunt.
I know, but you don't have to be smoking. You can hold it, right? Okay. So now, let's pretend you're just dealing with state laws. Okay. So now ECW. What is that? Patrick. There's a reason I'm saying this, because if you cross state lines with something, you are subject to state law. I mean, federal law and state law. So if you were to sell your shares in New York and New Jersey, even if it's one person in Jersey, you now have to register with the SEC. You're not registered on exchange. You're not exempt. You have to register with the SEC at the same time. So what happens is that you're coordinating between the SEC and the states. Now, here's where it goes. If you register, so what happens is you remember the 20-day review, right, from the SIE. You file your paperwork, the S1 with the federal government. That's your registration statement. Then you have a 20-day review, cooling off period, whatever. During that time, one of the things you will do is blue sky it, which will be registered in the various states, unless you're exempt. We're not going there yet. So as long as you file it with the states 10 days before the effective date, when the SEC says you're effective on the 21st day or whatever, you are effective. The states have to go along with it. If you don't do it in time, then the states get to delay it. Like if you send it to them the day you're effective and you go, fuck, I forgot about Alabama, boom, Alabama can hold on. It could come up the works. So that's qualification is one state. Coordination is multiple states, which really means Fed and states. And by the way, when the Fed says you're effective, the states go with it. So whenever you have state and federal, Trump, is Fed, Trump, state. Okay, now that's two of them. The last one is notice filing. Notice filing is just letting them know you're there. So if you're an exempt security, which is specifically mutual funds and Reg Ds, okay? If you're a mutual fund or Reg D, you are exempt from registering, but you do have to notice file, which means you're just letting the state know that you're there by submitting the paperwork that you file with the Fed. Now, they can't say no or anything, unless fraud, but you're just letting them know you're there. That's notice filing. So again, qualification, one state, coordination, multiple states plus the Fed. Notice filing is you're exempt, but you have to kind of throw your shit out there. And again, if you're exempt, now go back to the one thing I said. You have to. So if you want to sell securities in a state, one of three things has to be a yes. So they're either registered. If they're not registered, you say, are they exempt? If the answer is yes, you're good. If they say no, you got one more chance. If it's an exempt transaction, then so if you sell an exempt transaction, you don't have to register. So one of those has to be a yes. Or you can be negative and say, I can't have three no's. I can only have two no's. Non-exempt, non-registered. The third one has to be exempt. Okay? Moving on.
There we go.
Yes, I would get the cap in Quebec. So don't worry, Levisa. Okay. Look, Guardia Levisa. So now, I want you to sit there and go through the achievable again, but buy the cap in Quebec tonight. It's like $50, maybe less because it's a 6. And start practicing. I love Achievable the way they teach it, but having another set of questions may shock you a little bit. Or you can go to STC and buy their supplemental exams, which are great too. But I like the way Achievable teaches it. But I want you to add more questions onto it. I want you to add another question because I'm afraid that you took it once, you might start memorizing answers, and that could be a problem. Okay, we're good to go. Oh, okay. What triggers it? Trigger warning. Okay, here we go. So if you, let's go with this one. So if you are named as a trustee on the account, if you send statements to the client, and this is the IAs, if you send statements to the client instead of the custodian, if you get money and don't forward or return it within 3 days, 72 hours, if you accept prepaid fees of $500 or more on the state level or $1,200 or more on the federal level, 6 months in advance of giving advice, or you have full discretion. All of those things, trustee, not returning forward the money, sending statements, prepaid fees, not and then act at full discretion, that's considered custody. So then custody means you have to let the administrator know. You have to send the financials to the administrator. You have to send a quarterly statement to your customers. You have to do a surprise. You have to have a surprise audit by an auditor. Now that's not the administrator. The administrator comes whenever they want, but you must have an annual audit by an auditor. KPMG, Deloitte & Touche, Ernst. What was the fucking one what's her name worked out? Ampner Eisner, something like that, right? Ampner Eisner, and then they will fill out ADV on your behalf, which is the audit. Bang. Okay. Do you want to touch? I'll do it, but do you want to try it?
I want to hear your opinion first.
Got it. Okay. So I am a big fan. There's always one fucked up answer. There's always one fucked up answer. I call it the Fred answer. Hope no one's named Fred. I apologize, but I call it the Fred answer. Okay. So you read the question and then you have to say, okay, first of all, I'm not a fan of this. A lot of people do this. If you see two things opposite, usually one of them is it, which may be true. If one says, yes, you can do it, one says you can't, well, it probably has to be one of those. But don't always bet on that. I don't know really the best way to narrow down other than ask yourself, is it true? You've seen me do tests. I do it all the time. I don't know. I just kind of ask myself, is it true? And if it's not, I cross it out. Here's the other thing. Remember something. Sometimes they have long answers. If any part of an answer is wrong, the entire answer is wrong. So I got a question. I think Notman had it where it goes, which of the following is exempt? Or so, which of these is true? And it was like, what was it saying? It said, a stock trading on the stock exchange is exempt. That part's right because it's safe. That part's not okay. That part makes it wrong. So remember, if any part of an answer is wrong, the entire thing is wrong. So you have to kind of look for that. You have to look for things to like, it's kind of like doing triage. You got to figure out where, what part's wrong. So you got to look for wrong shit. That's what I tell everyone to do.
I also think when you're studying and you're going through these questions and you're narrowing it down, start when you're doing the study process. Don't wait till the day of the exam, but look at the way the question is worded. Pay attention to the, I always say, like, write down, keep on a sheet of paper, the question that you're reading and you want to review for later. Just remind yourself and why you're doing it. Say, I got it narrowed down to these two. And look at when you reread the question, see the direction that they're trying to go in. There's usually a little directional wording that they're leaning towards to get to the right answer. So that's kind of how I focus on it.
Okay. Good.
A little wordy, but watch the direction of the question.
Kathy, that's sounds like a fucking question. I need choices. Okay. My thing is 401k, 403b, defined benefit, defined contribution. Keo, maybe. 401k, 403b would be the best, but 403b would be my best plan. Maybe simple 401k. That's it. I'm good. Move on. Yeah. So Kylie, are you taking it like in 3 days or a week from? So let me ask you something. This is a great question. Is next Saturday 2 days from now or the Saturday after? So this Saturday should be this Saturday, right?
Yeah. Next.
But I'm saying the next Saturday is 2 days from now, right?
That is true.
So I'm going to assume you have a week. Okay. One, you're probably fine. Mid 60s and Kaplan is not great, but means you probably know enough to pass. You're not going to see a lot of math, especially in the 66. You might see a total return. You might see expected return. I think I do it on my brutal exam. Beta, I have a video called Alpha Beta. Go watch that. That'll show you how to do it. It's super easy. If you're worried about beta and expected return, I have videos on that. Go watch them. It's very easy. I think it might even be my burning math or something like that. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. I think I did this last week too. Open end is a mutual fund. Open end is a mutual fund. The money goes in. So when you buy shares of mutual fund, you buy at the NAV plus the sales charge. It's calculated at the end of the day, and they create new shares for you when you buy them. So they're considered a primer. They're considered an issuer transaction. Remember that. Issuer transaction, and you get a prospectus every time you buy them. And you buy them at NAV plus a sales charge if there is one. Max sales charge 8.5. They're not trading. When you get rid of them, you redeem them back to the the issuer. Okay, next. Okay. Close-end fund, they issue shares one time. Close-end funds, you issue shares one time. They trade on an exchange, okay? You can buy them on margin. You can sell them short, and they trade, and they can be above or below the NAV. But when you buy them in the secondary market, so you're not getting a prospectus, and you can buy them on margin and sell them short. Okay. Popping pills, 70s. Okay. Kaplan for 70. Struggling to get the score from here. Okay. Okay. Don't sweat the margin video. Seriously. Margin's not going to be the thing that combat rated error. That's not their margin is. The vendors love fucking asking margin. Don't fucking do it. Do it. If you watch my videos on it and if you can get estimated equity, you're fine. You're not going to get a lot of them. Now, I would maybe I don't know when you're taking it. Does it say no? So I would say, why don't you do this? Why don't you sit there and try to figure out what your lowest question, and it's Kaplan. You're in the mid 70s of Kaplan, that's gonna be fine. I can't explain this well enough. So when I take these exams, I'm probably like the last ones that I got scores on before 2018. I got a 99, I got 98 to 99. That's literally what my scores were, right? Now, yes, I should do that because they teach this shit, right? However, I never scored above a 90 on a Kaplan test, ever. Not once in my life. And by the way, the ones I get wrong on the real exam, I know which ones I got wrong. Like when I write it all down in my head and all that shit, I know which ones I got wrong. So I know that when I go Kaplan, sometimes you get them wrong. And you're like, I don't even know what they're fucking asking. So if you're mid 70s on Kaplan, you're fine. If you're getting 70s exactly, yeah, look at the performance tracker, look for the bars that are not high, and maybe watch videos on those. But again, if it's TPPs, don't care. If it's limited partner, same thing. If it's margin, don't really care. If it's technical and fundamental analysis, I don't really care. I'm not saying they're easy. I'm not saying they're not there, but don't sweat those. It's just practice questions. If it's options, look to see if you're getting them wrong because they're complicated or they're getting them wrong because you didn't understand them. I think combat, you should be fine. Okay. Okay. Well, you want to give yourself some room, right? So you got to get a both by Jan 1. You got to take that 7 soon. If you're getting 70s right now, take this before Thanksgiving. You want to do this, and here's the other thing. I would try to take the 7 in the next couple weeks. And here's what I'm going to tell you. if you can get the 7 out of the way in the next weeks, you can have a shot of taking the 66 in November. Here's why you want to do that. Granted, if they go one shot and done, then don't do this. But if you have a hard date of January 1st, get the 7 done in the next week or two, which you can. Your scores are, if you're getting mid-70s, you should feel okay doing it. Go take my brutal exam. Oh, 2 things. Again, this is quick. Anything in the NASAA go like this. If you're taking the 7, you'll find my brutal exam and my GPT versus the 7 exam. They'll help you a lot. If you do well on those, go take the test, because then you can blitz for the 66. Blitz for the 66. Try to take it before December 1st, so then you get another shot. But make sure you have 2 shots at the exam. If you have 2 shots at the exam, try to get one of them done early enough that you can take the 66 in December. So you have another shot. If you only get 1 shot, then take the 7, in 2 weeks, and then just blitz for a month for the 66. Find out that before you make a decision. I hope that helps a little bit. But you can get them done. Okay. There you go. See? Patrick knew that. Yes, omitting omitting facts is not just cool, but if you fail to disclose the non-material shit that doesn't make any difference to their investments, nobody cares.
I think you're referring to
material facts.
Ken is omitting non-material facts for driving with a blunt.
There you go. Bring that back up on me. Okay. Patrick, thank you very much. I've been doing these for 5 fucking years now. Oh, wait, Mac. I think it'll be 6 years in next year, because I think I started in 2019.
That was first.
No. I don't. Maybe the first one might have been right when COVID hit. I can't remember. I started doing videos in 2019, and then when COVID hit, I was doing 1 a week. And then when COVID hit, I started to do. I was just going to do Tuesdays and Thursdays till COVID was over. Look what happened.
Look at you now.
Just look at me now. Okay. Yeah, it's true, Veronica. You were very right that you said the Jets would beat the. It was a fucking high score. It was like 38-39. It was a high scoring game. And then what did the Jets do? They traded their 2 best players to the Colts. There's a couple of videos of kids crying. So the Jets basically gave up on. I wish they'd trade the owner. Okay. Anyway.
Second attempt in January 16th. That's slow.
Yeah, it's a long way away, baby. That's like, what is that? That's 2 months. I mean, look, if that's what you're going to do, that's fine. But I would. I mean, literally, you could try. You could be on your 3rd. You could probably take it by December 16th. Yeah. 2 months. I mean, 2 months is like on the far end. But again, if you're working hard, or you have kids or something like that, I get it. But if you're on your own and you can study during the day, don't fucking take that long.
But it's a consolidation of the topics.
Yeah.
That you
want. Say it again.
I'm saying the consolidation of the material in a tighter time frame.
You start forgetting shit. You burn out. I mean, unless maybe you're going to take some time out for Christmas. It's fine. But Veronica's, I would try to take it a little sooner, because imagine if you could take it on the 16th, and then if you miss, you could still take it for the 3rd time in January. I'm just throwing it out there. But I think a month and a half is probably the max. But again, if there's a reason for doing it, that's fine. Okay. Okay. Oh, so Kylie said it was next Saturday. That's good. Okay. All right. Fair enough. I like that, Shaylee. I like that. They're notice found, but just saying, hey, I'm here. I'm big deal. Okay. Good. There you go. I love that. Joe Gross, my man. See, I like when people help each other out. Woo! Let's go, Josh.
Whoa, look at this. 3 to 5 days.
Fucking fast. Okay, no one do what he just did. But great, that's awesome.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah! Who passed? I passed. Series 7 in the bag, baby.
No, but that's right. Hold on. Since you did it so fast, and 3 to 5 days is fucking fast, and I'm glad my videos helped. But I love it. It's awesome.
Josh, if you're still on, just put in there in the comments, if you can, how many hours a day, and if it was like your first attempt, or that, because that's insanely fast.
Yeah.
Just curious.
I'm trying to see something. Hold on. Okay. Oh, did I not? Oh, you know what's fucked up? The video I wanted to get in, I never got in here. Shit. Okay, well. But I do want.
Friends, fellow Americans, and all who ride with me, if these words move your spirit, let it be known. Press the like for liberty. Subscribe to the cause. Together.
I wasn't me. He jumped in. What am I going to do? Okay. Okay.
Hello.
There it is. I know why. Hello, Rules Crypto. I see why Veronica can't do it. That's why it takes a while. And Christmas is going to take up a lot of her fucking time. Okay. I mean, I guess it's okay, but I mean, look, it's as long as you're learning from them, that's fine. You just, I mean, at least maybe 3 times a week do one. I maybe on a Saturday, a Sunday, try to do a full final. But if you're doing a bunch of questions and you're learning from them, and then when you get them wrong, you look it up in the book. Here's the one problem, and you're fine, and it's not a big deal. If you're doing questions, a lot of questions, you can't just look at the explanations. You have to look. You have to see if you get it wrong. Have the book open on your PDF and Control F and find the actual paragraph where they talk about it. Because the problem is sometimes the answers just explain what they're talking about and not the real thing. I can't tell you how many people I tell people what's an accredited investor, and they all say it's $250 a year. What happens is there's a couple questions out there where they go, hey, an individual making $250 a year is accredited. That's true, but the number is 200, not 250. But they keep seeing the answer is 250, and they think that's the answer. So make sure when you get something wrong, don't just read the explanation. Find it in the book. Okay. Got it. Okay, we're good. You're gonna be fine. I think she said she was she in the 70s?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. I think we're
Yeah,
good.
high
Okay.
60s or 7, something like that.
Right. Hold on. Did Josh say it twice? Oh, you just went to it. Okay. Oh, so Josh said it twice. It was so nice he said it twice. Okay. Now, right, defined benefit and defined contribution, right? So in case anyone doesn't know what they are, so defined benefit and defined contribution, I guess they give it both, but they give both a deduction. I don't think that's the kind of question they'll ask on the test. That sounds like a cap on a piss perfect thing. But so defined benefit is a retirement account where they tell you what you're going to get when you retire. So like I got a buddy who's an iron worker. We both worked on the stock exchange, and then in 2009, I went to compliance. He went to ironworking. His father-in-law was the president of the union, so why not fucking go, right? So, but he's making a lot of money. I mean, they make so much fucking money, but he's on the 5:30 train every morning, which is not my cup of tea. So they told him for every year that you work, we'll pay you $200 a year for the rest of your life. So if you put in 20 years, you'll get $4,000 a year for the rest of your $4,000 a month for the rest of your life, on top of Social Security and all that. So that's defining his benefit. Like if I wanted to go work for my town, they pay like, I don't know, like $120,000 a year. If I want to go work for my town, I could become a court clerk, do nothing all day. And I'm kidding. Get paid, and then after 5 years, I'm in the pension plan where they will pay me 30% of my salary. That's defined benefit. They're telling me what I'm going to get at the end. That's defined benefit. They need an actuary, and that's where the company has to put money in to make sure they have enough. Okay, that's now defined contribution is it's not really a 401k, but it's like a 401k. They would say it's a KEO, but whatever. Defined contribution, you know what's going in, but you don't know what it's going to be at the end. So if you put in $5,000 now at the young age of 22, and you just put in $5,000 every year, okay, you're going to have millions of dollars when you're older, but you don't know. I mean, you could have nothing, but you could have millions, you could have hundreds of thousands, you could have multiple millions because it's invested in the market. You don't know where it is. So defined benefit, you know it's going in, you know it's coming out, but you don't know how it's going in. Defined contribution, you know it's going in, but you don't know what's going to be on the back end. Good. Okay, let's go. Yes. Earnings per share is earnings per share. We're dumbasses, right? So earnings per share is the net earnings after all our fucking deductions divided by the number of outstanding shares. That's literally what it is. It's how much we earn per share. So let's say my company brings in, what do? We do like 80 grand a month. So let's say I bring in 80 grand a month, right? And he's a partner. So we say we both have one share each. So I go 80 grand times 12 is 960. Okay. So let's say I had 2 shares, you divide that by 2, our earnings per share is 480,000 per share. But let's say we make $1 million and there's 100,000 shares outstanding. Divided by 100,000, our earnings are $10 a share. That's all it is. Now, where you have to build on this is PE ratio. PE ratio is called the multiple. It's what people are willing to pay per dollar of earnings. So, if we have an earnings per share of 10 and the stock is trading at 50 divided by 10 is, let's do it. I don't do anything in my head. 5. My PE ratio is 5. That's really fucking low. So a low PE means I'm a value company. If I have a high PE, say my earnings per share is 10 and I make, 200 a share divided by 10, that's 20 times earnings. That's higher. That's still not very high. So 20 times earnings is my PE ratio. A high PE ratio is a growth company. Normally doesn't pay dividends. A low PE is a value company. Prop is more like an established company that's out of favor. They're paying dividends and you still have outsized growth on it. Like you should earn better than a normal company, but right now it's out of favor right now. Like in my mind, I think all the airlines were value companies in the summer of love 2020. So again, earnings per share we earn divided by the shares. Oh, and by the way, it's earnings available to common divided by shares. So but it's really earnings after they pay the preferred. So remember, earnings per share is you have money, you pay the preferred if there is any. The earnings left after that is divided by the shares. Okay. We got that one. Josh, we gave him a song. Okay. Doing a lot better. What do you think of this? What do we think? So she's wood. How should she handle this? You know what I mean?
I mean, when you're taking the practice exams, are you doing it with the answers off? That's one thing.
Right.
One way of looking at it. And what are you actually scoring?
Right.
Are you
so if you feel like you can't get lucky up, we were talking about this on the phone today, right? That you don't get lucky up, you get lucky, you get it like outliers. I'm trying to find my stupid thing. There's something I wanted to play here before we left. I'm going to find it. Okay. So look, if you feel like yes, by the way, it's called imposter syndrome. Okay. Everyone fucking has it. Okay. Everyone has imposter syndrome. It's just a thing. We all feel that way. It sucks. Hold on. I need to download this.
Well, another reason you could be doing better on the 66? You've had practice. You did it for the SIE. You did it for the 7.
Right.
You know how to read the book. You know how to take the questions. You know how to study. It's conceivable. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if you're doing better on the 66, here's the other thing. Here's one big thing, and I have to say this. Some people hate the 7 and love the 66. It's a thing. Okay. There are some people who hate the 7 and love the 66, and those people who love the 7 and hate the 66 because it's a different type of thinking, right? So you think differently on this. It's like when you take, as I say, the 7 is this way, the 66 and 65 are a little more academic, a little more cerebral. So that's kind of where we are. So that could be, maybe it just resonates with you, kid. That could be it.
Yeah. Don't overthink it. If you feel comfortable getting your scores on the practice exams, keep going.
Take yes for an answer.
Yeah. I can take this one.
Okay.
I know this is coming back to why she's taking it in January.
Yep.
Everybody is on a different time frame. That's absolutely fine. Everybody's got the different schedule.
Sorry.
You're celebrating for her already.
I know, sorry.
But everybody don't go by how somebody else studies. Go by what works for you.
Yep, I agree, 100%. Okay, Brad. So maybe, I mean, I know it seems weird, but take a break today. Take a day off. Take it a week. Take tomorrow off. I'm giving you permission. Take tomorrow off. Just relax. Don't worry about anything. Just kind of do your thing. Don't overthink it. Just take a day off. Then tomorrow, and then on Saturday, go a little heavier. And that's the thing. It does start to blend together. But I mean, maybe just watch some videos. Maybe on Saturday, watch some videos. Stuff like that.
I tell people all the time, when you get burned out from the book, watch your videos. Listen to the videos. You don't even have to watch them.
Yeah, just let them roll through your head. Like, guys, I have a glossary video. I literally have an 8-hour video just on the glossary, just going through A through Z. Okay.
All right.
See if I can put that on there. But yeah, don't worry about this. Just sometimes you just got to sit there and just veg. Here it is. This is a fucking nutso video I did. Hold on. And this is for the, it's all, I can't believe I did this. Hold on. Look at that. Finance does help a little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah.
Depends what, courses and stuff.
Yeah.
But.
And it depends how you learn. I mean, it also depends where you went, right? So sometimes, I mean, my school of finance, I mean, I went to a very hippie school. So my finance, it's more of a business school now. But back when I was there, I mean, everyone wore tie-dye shirts and shit, and it was fucking bad. So the business school wasn't really its strength. But yeah, I mean, so if you're doing 6 hours a day for 3 days, that's still pretty fucking impressive, don't you think? I mean, 3 to 5 days on this shit is pretty much. But
it goes back to the comment that we were just talking about how long to studying. Everybody's got a different situation.
Right.
Yeah. Josh is able to study 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
Some people.
That's still, but even so, it's
that's
still
it's
still fucking crazy, right?
Okay. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
It's nuts. I mean, that's fine to do, but that's super fast. Okay. Next week, 5, baby. Next week. I think you're next week. Oh, I see why. And I just saw his answer why. Okay. Yeah, I think you'll probably take next week, baby. I mean, if you want to challenge yourself, go take one of my practice finals. If not, go to baby. If you really want to test yourself and see where you are, go to STC, buy their supplemental exams, take those. If you pass those, go take this test. The 63 is hard enough, but it's not a thing where you got to sit there and get 90s on everything. And then here's the big thing on the 63. It's a lot. It's a speed test. There's definitely some speed actions to it. Okay. You gotta make sure that you're on a good pace. You can't really take your time on that. You got to keep moving. Okay. By the way, the reason I took the SEO so quick, super days. I got lucky. I never had to do that shit. Did you ever have to do those?
What is it?
The super day. It's, I think if I remember right, where they basically, you go in there, they have a bunch of people come in and it's a fucking gauntlet, right? And the gauntlet is you will find out at the end of the day whether you get a job.
So it's like speed interviewing.
But and especially you're meeting with a bunch of people. I think you have like 3 or 4 interviews during the day. At the end of the day, they say who makes it, who doesn't. Josh, tell me if I'm wrong about that. It might have changed, but I think that's what it is. But yeah, I see why, because you want to have that under your belt, right? Yeah, there's no harm, no foul, right? Because if you pass, you can say you have it. If you fail, just don't fucking mention it. I think that works. Are you still in school now? You must still be in school, right? Okay. Fair enough. That's pretty awesome. Pretty still good to get it done. Okay.
Was it this one?
Yeah, it was that one, right?
Okay.
We did that one.
Yep.
Go take this up. By the way, on that one, go take the you're fine, take it next week. And if you want to challenge yourself, go get the STC supplemental exams and challenge yourself. This one we got. This is the super day thing, right? Oh, wait, did he say any tips there? No, just be your fucking self and don't ever lie.
Yeah, yes. Use your own personality because who you talk to and the way they speak to you, that's how it's going to be when you get a job there.
And they have heard everything. Right?
Don't try to one up them. Don't I learned this. I backed into this myself once on an interview. Started talking interest rates, and you're talking to somebody who just literally came off the desk, and they will nail you to the basis point.
Yep. If you don't know something, you don't know it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Thank you. Here's thank you.
Thank you.
Kathy, thanks. There you go.
Good. Okay. Katie, you're
great.
fine. You're in good shape. You're definitely in good shape.
Yep.
Okay. Good. I'm glad that I think that works for you, kid. That's awesome.
Perfect. Okay.
Good.
There's your link.
Good.
There you go.
See, look at this. I fucking love the support. Okay.
Great.
Hold on. Here's one thing. I finally got to upload. I think I love this thing right here. This right now. I think this makes me feel relaxed.
If you're feeling stressed and your mind's a mess, wanna decompress, take a few deep breaths. It'll make you feel okay, and there ain't no doubt this'll be a better day. Breathing in and in stress and your mind's a
To the whole thing. Does it make me gay?
Oh.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. I listen to that. When I get fucking fucked up, I gotta listen to that shit. I sent that to my wife and she said, "You're gay." Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Okay, you just got to do them, Abdullah. So here's my thing on this, okay? Here's my big thing on this. When you're doing suitability, you need to find out what the fuck they want. First of all, time horizon is everything. Time horizon is the shit, okay? Time horizon is everything. If they're young, you have a long time, you're going more equity. If they're short, you're going to do money markets. If they're mid, maybe bonds. Remember, even though bonds are long-term, like they're a long-term thing, they're not for long-term investing. You do not give a 22-year-old treasuries. By the way, here's another one. You don't give a 50-year-old treasuries either. They're not ready to die. I know that you young kids think 50 is basically dead, but I'm way over that. I'm like 82, and I still am raring to go. So you don't give treasuries to when they want risk. Now, here's the other way to remember it. Time horizon is everything. And here's the thing. You need to ask, what do they want? Do they want growth? Do they want income? Or do they want safety? I call that the holy trinity of suitability. Growth, income, or safety, okay? If they want growth, it's stocks, mutual funds, ETFs, ETNs, shit like that, variable annuities. If they want income, it's getting paid now, not a variable annuity, now. Bonds, preferreds, REITs, shit that pays me now, okay? Then I have, if I want safety, safety is treasuries, okay? Basically, if I say safety, you say treasury. That's the way that goes. Safety equals treasury, okay? Or money markets. Those are the buzzwords. I have videos on that. If you go to I think it's in the 65, 66 crash course. If not, it's in my 7 crash course. I have 2 suitability videos, which will help you out a ton. But remember, the holy trinity of suitability, growth, income, or safety. If they mention those words or some version of that, you must address those words. And which comes first? Safety trumps everything. Okay.
Mr. Finnan, you're not trying to outlive your bonds. You're trying to live off of them.
Yes, fair point. Good. There you go. I like
Do you
that.
remember that? That was the line from my bond days.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
When somebody say 30 years, I'm not going to be alive in 30 years.
Yeah.
You're not trying to outlive them. You're trying to live off of them.
There you go. I like that. Good stuff.
Yep.
Right. There you go.
Rapid fire.
Yep. Hey, basically, I want to know, you good or bad, please come on next Tuesday and tell us what it was like. Give us a rundown.
Yeah, that'd actually be interesting.
I'd love to talk to you after
Yeah.
on a record, like an actual interview with that after that. Just so you can tell me what it's like, but not enough. Maybe we'll put a dark screen so they know who you are, so you don't have to worry about blowing it. But let us know what happens. Okay.
Can we do it with the muffled voice in the back?
I know, though.
Dark.
Exactly. This. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Boom. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it.
What a way to end it.
I know. Now, guys, don't forget, we have anyone who's a part of the membership, the premier membership. I'm doing the Zoom in like 30 seconds. Okay. Everyone, thanks for coming on. I love it. What's that? Hold on. I'm gonna turn it off. Okay. Listen to this. This is literally, remember, there's a big thing. You know, fuck it. I don't care. Shaylee, thank you very much. I think we're good.
Yeah.
At first, I thought we weren't going to make it to 8:30. Every fucking time, I think I'm not going to make it to 8:30. And then
You do this every time.
Every damn time. I should just stop saying that. Okay, everyone, thanks for coming on. Happy Thursday. I will see you. Oh, I think next Thursday's a go. I'm not sure because I have a charity, a fundraiser thing on Thursday. I think I'll be done in time because it's a dinner. At worst, I'll be drunk doing it. Okay, I will see you guys next Thursday. Okay. Abdullah, thank you very much. We're going to nail this. And anyone taking the test before next Thursday, tell me you're going to pass. I love it. I may be off, but you can still comment. Guys, if you like what I'm doing, throw a like. If you haven't subscribed, well, you have to because you can't comment if you don't. And I'll see you guys next Thursday. Adios.